working properly. I tried using it on my phone. It wasn't working. So, but now that it actually is, what we're going to be doing today, guys, is we're going to be making this PS2 better. Now, this is a live stream because it is going to be long. So just be aware of that. And without any further ado, let's get started in this. So, I'll first show you what I have and then pretty much give a description on what we're going to do. Okay, so I have this laptop battery. I did take it out of its casing, and it's 10 volts. I want to put it in the PS2, or like, I want it to power the PS2. So I'm going to figure that out. Actually, I'll just leave that there. We have our simple tools, small screwdriver, lifer tool. We have my knife. We also have a lighter here. We have a soldering iron that is currently hot over here. I don't know if you guys can see that. So, yeah, I think you can see the soldering like the corner, but I don't think you can see the soldering iron itself. I hope that this isn't coming in like really glitchy or something. I'm using the best phone I have right now. I would use my iPhone, but again, I was running into so many problems. At that point, I really just had to give up. So, let's take a look at what we're looking at here. So, I have the power cord for the PlayStation 2 right here. And since pretty much, I mean, the monitor already has the battery in it, so I'm not really worried about the monitor. Granted, we probably will still try to do some work on that. Let's plug this into the back. And let's turn this thing on. So that'll finish turning on the monitor. I will move it closer so that the camera can actually see it. And let's power on the PS2. So we have, yeah, basic startup. Yeah, so that's what we have with the PS2. It is soft modded, but yeah, I guess you already know how that stuff works. I mean, obviously, if you're watching this. So let's try to make this better. First, I'm going to start out by taking apart the current way I have this thing set up in the first place. So, I think I could do that by... Okay, that is taken out. Let's go unplug these plugs, which are for the audio video connections. Just plugs that I had to build for it. So now the PS2 is disconnected. Let's unplug it from power. That'll probably be useful. I think I can, somewhere I have I need to take my knife and I need to cut along these edges. Actually, I'll just pull off the tape. Might as well. So currently this model of the PS2 is not the last revision. That's why it has an adapter, so I'm not worried about the whole adapter thing. Although it come to think of it, might have been easier if I had the final revision, with the exception of the soft modding part. That would have been hard. I'm thinking about making this lighter, and I think I could do that by taking out things like such as this disk drive, because it doesn't need it inside of there since it's not even using it half the time. Just small things like that, I think will help with modification itself. Okay, that tore off a sticker at the bottom. I don't care. Not really concerned. As long as I can get this apart. Okay, I need to move this battery. I'm trying to handle it carefully because these things have such high amounts of ampage, it could shock me really easily. Okay, so we have a PS2 is now separate. And then we have our monitor. I will take out the monitor's battery. So here's the monitor's battery. That has been removed. That should help. At least make it so it's not, I guess, as bad. I'm bringing up my live feed on my laptop because I'm thinking that it will probably be easier, but first I'm going to mute my volume so there's not like an echo or anything. So that is muted, and I should be able to pretty much see what's going on. So yeah, I guess I'm able to see what's going on. It's very lagged, but I really don't care as long as it's working. So let's start on this monitor. We'll flip this thing upside down. And then we will be removing these bottom screws from it. This will allow me into the thing itself so I can modify anything that I need to. Come on. These are tiny ass screws. Really tiny. Well, feels like that screw's not coming out. Maybe it's broken. I heard like a squeaking noise. So we'll just continue on with the other ones. Hopefully it's not. It's the last thing I want to have to deal with. It's not really wanting to come out of there, is it? Okay. Let's try these two. Oh, wait, I have a lot more than two left. So as far as I know, the PS2 standalone will top out at 8 volts, I believe. Like, it was either that or 8.1. I know I tried using a 7 volt adapter and it didn't work because originally what I was going to try to do was I was going to take out a Surface battery because I had an old Surface, Microsoft Surface that was broken. The motherboard was completely fried out. So I was going to try taking out that one's battery. That didn't exactly work out the way I thought it would. So it looks like I have 2 broken screws on this. I think I have to, okay, so I have 2 more that I have to remove from the back. Okay, those 2 have been removed. Will let me lift up this cover. It's letting me do it a little bit on this side. Not really on this side. Try to take these, see if I can fit it under. It's being a real pain in the ass to take off. This monitor also already has broken hinges. I guess I shouldn't call it a monitor. It technically is a portable DVD player until I take out the monitor portion. Or take out the DVD portion, sorry. Yeah, let's see. What is holding this thing back? There's no way those screws are. Those screws are broken. Yeah, at that point, those screws should have already been out. But they're not, so... what else is blocking this? Are there screws under this? Under these? Nope, and I just pulled those off for no reason. Or that one, at least. Okay, so yeah, it does look like up here as if one half... Oh, wait, hold on a second. Maybe that's what I was missing. I think this actually, it's not just this like bottom cover itself. I think it's this whole plastic part that actually comes off. I've never actually taken apart one of these before, so I really don't know. Pardon me, actually, I just don't know what I'm doing, but I'm just kind of going along, learning as I go. I'll try unscrewing the screw again, but I don't think it's going to do anything. Yeah, it's not doing anything. I'm just trying to figure out what's holding it on this time, because there's one thing that's holding it on. I just don't know what. We have our motherboard here, the main board. Yeah, I'm not seeing what's holding this thing on, or holding it in place. It might be that cord. I really hope it's not, because that's not going to be easy to take off. We'll try to just disconnect it, because I see the cord. Because I see the cord inside of there. There we go. It's been disconnected. It's still stuck, but I still can't see on what. Oh, okay. Okay, that's what's going on. So the screw's broken. So back in there, a plastic part is still holding on to the screw, and it looks like it's trying to hold it in place. It's still holding on to the motherboard, so I have to use my pliers, kind of multitask here. And I think if I pinch onto that, I can then remove the screw. It feels like it is coming out. And it's coming out. Okay, there we go. And we're apart. Okay, so that is the inside of the DVD player. We have our DVD reader, power switch, volume controls and stuff are on this side. I'm going to move this battery away from my soldering iron. So yeah, just pretty basic stuff. I also wanted to make it so I could still access the disk drive, but the only issue is since the hinges are right here, the way the PS2 would be is it'd be like this, and the motherboard is directly on top of the thing itself, so it won't actually allow me to do it. So let's proceed with removing the disk drive. As far as I know, this one doesn't even work in the first place. It makes a lot of weird noises, that's for sure. Remove that. Okay, so that part has been removed. I think that's like a ground cable or something like that. There's a little screw on it, so I should just be able to unscrew that. I won't have to like rip off the cable. Okay, so there. We have officially taken out this part. I guess that'll reduce the weight a little bit. So yeah, let's go to the next step. So we're gonna need 8.5 volts to actually power this thing. And I'm thinking, I mean, if all the voltages on the battery are correct, then I should be able to take each individual battery and I guess solder it, because as you can see, this is already wider than the PS2. So, we will have to like do some shortening in order for it to actually work properly. So yeah, let's take care of that. Okay. These batteries, as far as I know, they do still have life in them. So that's why I'm being extra cautious. There's tape there. I think I have to cut this wire or desolder it, one of the two, but either way it's going to need to be removed. I mean, looking at the way the circuit is formed, this is definitely interesting, because I haven't worked on laptop batteries in a while. So we have some sort of coating or something over the positive wire, probably just to protect it from shorting. So nothing bad. Let's get the last bit of that stuff off, enough to where at least I could desolder the wire. I'm not in the mood for ripping any wires today. Now that's just not what I want to be doing. It looks like it actually crosses through to the other side, which is, yeah, so it crosses through to the other side, or at least part of it did. So on this side, being careful on what I'm touching, trying to only touch the duct tape. So we have our, remove the rest of this white shit from here. Ooh, So I think now I should just be able to hold my soldering iron up against it long enough to pull off the red wire. Holy cow, I'm shaking right now. I don't know if my stream just stopped. Okay, so no, it's still going. It just paused on the computer. The screen went black, or the YouTube screen did, not the computer screen. Let's keep trying to remove this. Don't even know what this white shit is. I've never seen it. Yeah, that wire hasn't been budging, at least not so far. Let's peel off a little bit of this stuff here. Maybe I can get it to desolder from this end. It's dangerous when I'm trying to solder from lithium-ion batteries. I know that because lithium is explosive, but I really don't have another choice, and it looks like that was how they did it. So I'm not necessarily the most worried about it, but there, that wire came off. So now let's get to the next part. Okay. So I think that we have two connections here. I don't know what the point of them is. I just noticed that they're connecting in some way. We also have a connection right here. Trying to think of, I mean, until I really get this thing apart, I don't think I'm really going to understand how the circuitry works on it. Okay, so let's desolder this one. There we go. That wire is off. So we have that second wire off. It looks like that second wire actually jumps to this point. So I don't know what's up with that, but I guess we'll see. I'm wondering if I could separate these. So we have this part. It looks like over here, we reconnect to the circuit. I don't know how or why, but let's peel this tape off. Come on. Okay, there we go. That tape has been peeled off. Now we have these two batteries have been separated. It looks like they connect to this battery. I think it creates two individual circuits. How exactly that works, I have no idea. So still looking for solutions. I'm thinking I'm going to have to desolder them from this. Which the way I do that is just undo those solder joints. I believe since I already disconnected like most of the wires, I don't think it's going to be an issue. Okay, that is not completely off, but that is partially off. Damn it. This is a pain in the ass to do. None of these batteries are hot, so that's good. Means at least something's going right. Switch to these bigger pliers. Okay, that part is off. And this part, that's off. Okay, we took off a majority of the board. Now I think it's just those two. and I think there's one over here, and then it should be disconnected. All the batteries should be disconnected from the board itself. That's two separate wires. Don't know what they're headed to. Looking around, I can't see anything that they would be connected to. I mean, it looks like it's actually something underneath that tape. Just to make sure I'm not cutting into anything. Oh, nothing. It's literally connected to nothing. Some hot solder splashed on me. I hate it when that happens, it hurts. But there we go. Now that is disconnected. Holy shit, that was a lot. Let's see. So now I should be able to disconnect that battery. So let's remove this piece of tape from around here. Okay, there we go. Definitely a weird setup. Now I'm just going to get some scissors and I'm going to cut out the parts. Okay. Got some scissors. I'm just going to snip these. Okay. One. Okay, this one's not coming off. Whoa. Yep, and there's a spark. That is hard. Kids, don't try this at home. Okay. Let's see what next then. Couldn't do that. I can try to. I mean, that probably would work, but I'd have to insulate this first because I do not want any chance of it shorting. So I don't have it tight around there because I don't know how exactly it's gonna do it, but I see where I went wrong there. Okay, there we go. that battery has been removed. Okay, so now we're going to be looking at trying to, I guess, we'll have to connect as many of these as possible, but, okay, so there's one battery. Let's go and take care of another one. This one should be pretty easy as long as I could just cut this. That just cut. So now let's not touch both sides, especially together, but let alone on my hand, because I do not want to get shocked by this. That'd be too much of a shocking experience for me. Let's see. Okay, so we have this battery. This battery looks like it just connects parallel to this one. So however that circuit worked, I guess I'm going to end up changing it. I hope I didn't just... Okay, so no, that was just a reflection that I saw. Okay, and that one's cut. Now, I should be able to use this. Let's see. I have to cut off this extra length. Okay, here we go. Okay, let's try these last three batteries. Even though they are connected together already, I don't feel like keeping them that way. I still want to figure out other stuff, so I will probe these to see how much voltage we're getting off of each of them. That's what electricians do. Let's see. Okay, so this is this one. Stretch that a little bit so it can, so I have enough room to chop it. That one's chopped. I'm trying to just set these in individual places so they don't touch each other. Not really concerned about how short this one is, but it does need to be cut. There we go. And so all the batteries have been cut out of their sockets. I believe now we will need to probe them with a voltage meter, and I forgot to grab that, maybe being the idiot I am. So I'm going to go grab that. So, grab my voltage meter, which looks like a piece of crap, but it works. And then I grab my hot glue gun, because I figured that is actually going to be extremely useful, especially when working with these kinds of parts. Set it on top. My laptop's actually, I'm not setting it there. I am not that stupid. I think this should move. Just set it underneath the tripod. And plug it into the extension cord that I have my phone plugged into. And the PS2's power cord plugged into. Okay, so this battery just likes to hang outside. And it's stupid, but let's get these probed. This one's fuse is blown, so I can't test the ampage, unfortunately, but I can do anything, pretty much everything else on it still. So, okay. So I don't think, it's not looking like, okay, so yeah, you guys can see it. I'll pull it down so you guys can actually see the screen. So according to this, so of course these are going to be DC. That's logical. We are at a minimum of 20 volts. So we are getting 3.8 volts off of that one. Assuming that these are all 3.8 volt. I'll check, I'll probe this one, make sure I'm getting the same voltage reading. 3.79. So more than likely, some of them might be just slightly lower. I think that was actually the one I might have accidentally shorted out. So it might have lost it. Actually, no, it was this one that I shorted out. So I think we're averaged out on 3.8 volts. So yeah, I'll have to figure that out. Let's see how I can actually attach these. So looking at our power supply, we have 8.5 volts. That is the necessary power that we're going to need. I do not want to overpower it. I know that the PS2 can run off of a 9 volt adapter. I did that with a car adapter, but I don't exactly want to cause any problems within it. I don't want it to blow a fuse or something like that, or anything. So we have this. We will look up 3.8. So looking at that times 3, we have 11. So just 3 of these batteries is going to give us about 11 volts. So that's probably what that circuit board was there for, was because it has 2 separate parts that let out different areas of voltage. 3.8 plus 3.8 is going to equal just below 7. A plus 3.8. So we're getting 7.6 volts, which that is actually too little. So even adding 3.8 to that, we're already overpowering the PS2 as it is. So knowing that, I think that we just need to use 2 of them. But I don't know how well it's going to work, and that's the only issue, unless if I can find some sort of resistor or something to prevent it from overpowering this, the console. So we will need an adapter end, which I'm pretty sure I actually have one sitting around here. The adapter end to test out whether or not it's going to be providing enough power to the PS2 in the first place. And then we will also probably need a voltage charge regulator to make sure it doesn't overcharge the battery. So I know somewhere around here I have the adapter part. Oh, I think it's here. Let me make sure it fits into the back of the PS2. Separate those. I do not want those touching. I don't want any of these touching. Okay, good. Nothing important fell. And it's not looking like it's plugging in. So we are at a pretty big stalemate right there. I'm going to go grab its portable charger, and we will see how that works. The portable charger I made, of course. Okay, I got this cable, which I know for a fact works. As the yellow end. Don't know if that really makes a difference, but it does fit. So now that it solidly fits, let's try powering it. I might solder these two together. Actually, let me see. So now we're negative here. I don't know if this one is same orientation. Okay, so yeah, it is. So I should just be able to touch those together, and then put it in and see if I'm receiving power. With 7 volts, normally it powers up and then it just powers right back off. It doesn't stay on. So hitting one side with a prong and watching the PS2 at the same time, we do not have a red light. Oh, now we do. So we have a red light, but I don't know if it means that the PS2 necessarily is going to turn on, and stay on for that matter. So I will set this right here so you guys have a better view of what's happening, and so I can actually access it better. Let's try this. It is turning on and off because I'm not able to keep a steady signal or a steady connection. So since I know I'm going to need one of these batteries in the first place, I'm just going to go ahead and solder one end on. This will probably make it a little bit easier, so I can stop trying to funnel around with it and trying to get everything to work properly until I am actually done with this. I might need to add some more solder onto that. It looks like I will. This is a negative end, so yeah, let's get that soldered on. I will lock my iPhone so it doesn't drain its battery. And here goes nothing. I really wish I just had a really high quality soldering iron. I don't have the money for it right now, but it would definitely help, so I can stop trying to fight with this one. This one doesn't always solder when it's supposed to. Its temperatures are varying, and I literally bought it about a month ago. I've normally known Harbor Freight soldering irons to be really good. Harbor Freight in general, hot solder, fucking hate it. So it looks like that's pretty held in place. I don't know if it's gonna stay that way, but it looks like it is. I'm gonna add more solder. This time I'm trying to keep as far away from it as possible because I don't want to get burned. I need some anti-splash material for my solder. Ooh, that was close. Almost splashed right on me. This battery kind of getting warm from the heat conduction, so I better hurry this process up so I don't damage the battery. Okay, here we go. Now, come on. Big ass blob of solder. And come on, attract. So I think that's actually just the best I'm gonna get it at this rate. I'm not gonna apply more heat to the battery because I'm not gonna fuck it up. So I'm gonna solder this to this end, and that is supposing that in case if I have to run a separate run any batteries in between, I should be able to do so. I'll have to apply a lot more solder to that so it can actually stick, because it's not sticking right now because it doesn't have enough. Okay. Come on, solder. This isn't easy. Okay, so it's held there. It's not held securely. I will have to re-secure the connection, but for now it is soldered in its position. So I will try this. So it'd probably help if I plugged in the wire. So let's see. Plug that into the back of the PS2. I will now take this. Come on. Okay, so we have a red light. Let's try to power it on. Nope, it shut off. It is not providing it with enough power to keep going. It turned on for a second, and then it blacked out because it couldn't support itself. So since each of these is about that voltage, it'd help if I had a resistor that'd be big enough to prevent this from happening in the first place. But I do not believe I have one of those. I don't even think I have a fuse that would. I know this can run off 12 volts, but it is dangerous to run it off of that. So as far as that goes, I really don't feel like fucking up this PS2 today. Let me see if I can get one of these batteries that has maybe a slightly lower charge. Even if it doesn't, I'm not going to make it so it has a lower charge. I'm not shorting out these batteries. They are too big for that to happen. But I will try to see if I can do this. 3.79. So, I don't know. Part of me wants to add 3 volts to the equation, see if that helps. The other part of me is like, it's not a good idea to do so. I also won't know how long these batteries are actually gonna last until they're actually in it. Ooh, that was close. There we go. So we have positive, we have a negative charge. We have 3.82 on this battery. I think these are the last batteries that we have to probe. Which one is positive? Okay, so that one's negative, this one's positive. Let's try probing it. So we have 3.90. So let me do this math properly. 3.90 times 2. So we're not getting really a big difference, even if we add that. So, I mean, I guess that's that. I'll probe this last battery, see if we have any different charge from it. This one has its positive and negative. I'm trying to see where the positive and negative ends are. Okay, so this end is negative, this one's positive. Okay, so yeah, okay, so yeah, that one is 3.90 also. Part of me is just saying, fuck it, we'll try it. The other part of me is like, you know, I don't want to risk anything. But, you know what, let's try it. So I think it'd be easiest if I were to solder a wire here so I can actually make this capable of jumping back and forth. So I will take this random blue wire. I don't even know where it came from. Okay, let's go. Okay, that's soldered on well. I do not want it going that direction. So this one is going to have to go and solder onto here, I believe. With these PS2s, it's so hard because it seems like I'm either overpowering it or underpowering it. I hate it when that happens. So I will have to add a little bit of solder here. Come on. Okay, not a good solder job, but it is on there. Okay, let's see if it turns on and stays on this time. Come on. Okay, so we do have a red light. Let's see. Okay, it's turning on. And it does appear to be staying on. Hasn't shut off at all. It does feel like it's pumping out air, all right. So yeah, at this rate, it is staying on. The only trouble is I don't know how long these batteries will last. I also need to come up with a method to charge them, along with everything else that's in the package. So let's secure this solder joint here. So my soldering iron isn't sucking up the solder right now. Hope some of you guys can feel that pain. It's just more. Well, Okay, so a whole ball of solder just fell off, and I now need to, like, I don't know, either A, suck it back up, try to re-put it on there. Honestly, that's not really any better, but I guess it'll work. So now coming up with a charge method is going to be the real question on what we're going to be able to do next. We're going to have to come up with something that will be able to charge it, but not overcharge it. And that's the main pickle I'm in right now, is I don't know what would do that. I will try to use one of these wires to jump the last battery for point A to point B. Okay, here we go. We have the last wire. And we'll have to cross from point A to point B. I'm gonna have to add solder. So I just kind of left it there to cool for a second because I just set the wire somewhere, and I forget the slightest things, like I misplaced like something that I literally just picked up a second ago. So, oh, I think I was using this one. Either way, even if I wasn't, it looks like it'll work for the job. So, there we go. Horrible, but it works. So that's soldered on there. Now I'll just have to solder it onto this last battery, and we should have a complete connection. Okay, so that is soldered there. Now I just have to solder this wire because I put the solder on, but I didn't. Okay, that is soldered onto there successfully. So now it should power the PS2 upon just plugging it in. So let's just plug it in and see what happens. You do have power. And it is turning on. So those worked. Now the next step is casing them. Figuring out how the hell I'm gonna charge them. So the hot glue gun is completely hot right now, so that's good. So it means I can secure wires and stuff in their places. And yeah, I'm assuming that they're gonna have to charge it the same way that they were connected, so I will have to take care of that. So I'm gonna solder that into, I'll glue this like this, but okay, so I do not want to affect this one right here. So I will take a small piece of tape and I'm gonna put it around here so it doesn't end up making contact. Okay, so that is soldered there. Now we will have to take care of these. I think
I'm gonna be saving up all the money I get from there, so I make sure I have enough to be able to come down.
I'll be able to tape that to the top here.
Because right now I actually only work 10 hours right now. Because what I'm working on, it's a bit different than the regular job. It's a place that does a bunch of crafts and stuff for people with disabilities, so they can work there and they pay them.
So I will take this and I will just glue it, but I'm gonna turn that a little bit. Okay, oh well, it's gonna be that way. The thing is I just don't want to risk any chance of fucking it up.
Looks like it's a nice day out there.
So I think that should sink into the cracks pretty well, and it will cool off. It will take a second to cool off, but it will cool off. So after it cools off, it should be, I think it should work again. So now I just have to pretty much wait for that stuff to cool off, and then I have to glue off the glue the next one into position. So don't know how long that's gonna take. It's getting there, though. That's really all I'm concerned about right now. So this next part, I will have to do some more glue, do a little bit more tape to insulate that end of the wire, so it doesn't end up shorting out on me. So let's see. So that is now going to have to be glued into position.
Last night, but she didn't end up doing it.
Okay, so it looks like it's about dry or cooled off enough. I'm gonna have to probably do the same thing to the other side, so make sure there's a secure connection. I'm gonna have to do some of these that are sticking out. Probably just a simple insulation tactic, and I think that'll solve the issue. But other than that, I think that these batteries should be complete. That's also considering that they don't mess up when they're inside of the thing, or they don't mess up the console itself. I don't think the batteries will. I still have my doubts because they are a little bit over voltage. I mean, I guess it runs. If I need to, I'll try to find a 8-volt resistor, something that can ensure that that won't happen. I'm gonna drop some glue on the other side here. Okay, there we go. So now I'm just waiting for it to dry out. Once it dries out, nope, that is definitely still wet. So let's see. Here we go. That part is there. So I think if I plug this in, we should still be having a life. Yep, we still have life. Okay, so now let's take care of the way that I guess the battery pack is working, because if the battery pack can't charge, then there's no point.
Yeah, he said that's okay.
So let's figure that out then. So we have this. This will have to go back together. actually does feel a little bit lighter, just without that disk drive in it. I'll probably remove also the extra disk drive's components, because there's no point in having them here if the disk drive isn't inside of the system in the first place. So we have our power switch. Which is right here. What I did want to do was I wanted to make so when the PS2 turned on, this would, but that's going to be a lot more complicated stuff. So I just decided not to. This has a lot of metal and shit in it. So on here I have to undo the power switch in order to gain access to this little plate here, which I think it just controls the eject. That's really all it does. I will also probably remove the eject panel. When I remove it, let me think. I'm trying to think of what I would put there. Okay, that's done. All this shit has been pretty much taken out. I might put the batteries there in the place of it, so these will have their own holder. So that was the power switch. I didn't want to fall out, but I really don't care, as long as I can get it back in. Oh, this dismounts from the other half of it real easily. Don't even know if it's supposed to dismount like that, but okay. So, remove the disk tray. I removed all that useless crap that isn't going to be useful, since it doesn't work and it's going to be plugged into a PS2 in the first place. Let's try to pop this motherboard back in place. The AV will automatically be AV in. You know, how does this video stuff work? Because I might just be able to solder the wires into place rather than having to have individual plugins. So, I'm trying to pull off that tape, whatever the shit that was. Looks like we have like a main connector. I think that's a sub connector. As long as I'm right, supposedly I should just be able to use the original thing. I think this is aluminum, actually. I think it's aluminum casing. That's what it feels like. I should be able to use the original wiring and just solder it into its place. So let's take a look at the other side of the motherboard to make sure I am correct on this matter. I really hope I am. So flipping it over. So we even have another connector that connects to the DVD player controls, which are also useless because they don't do anything at this point. I cannot afford to break this. Come on. Okay, you know what? I'm just gonna undo this tape right here, because I do not want to take any chances of breaking that to the point where I won't be able to use it. Okay, so it is now flipped upside down. It definitely looks like that port has seen better days. This is a S video port. That's over here. I know it's kind of hard to see since I did turn it. The volume port is loose. It does have issues. I might just need to resolder those pins. I did notice that a bit ago, so I might end up fixing that in the process. So first things first, though, let's take care of these connectors. So the best way to do this is to look at it this up that. So we have our audio in connector, which looks like it only has two. Okay. So, and then we have our video in, which is these two connectors as far as I know. So soldering those into position should be pretty easy. Part of me wants to eliminate the need to use one of these cords that I have taped in this bundle. So, let's see. Throw that cord down because I'm not needing it right now. And now let's take care of this other part. So my only worry is that I end up connecting it incorrectly. Other than that, I'm not really concerned. So let's try this. I'm trying to undo all the cords and stuff. This has been all based off of trial and error. Please ignore the noise in the background. That's someone who I'm helping, and he likes to have his stuff loud even when I ask him not to. It's a long story. So okay, so here we have our connector. And I think that one end is going to be a negative end and the other is going to be positive. So I'm guessing this is going to be negative end because it's the closest to the base, which would indicate that it is a ground connector. I'm going to twist this wire so it's more straight. I will bend it down so it's not twice the size that I need it to be. I don't really have anything that I can use to, like, I guess, cut it right now. Those scissors are not, they're like pretty wide after all the shit that I've used them on. So here's the soldering iron, and let's solder this. So the first wire should just solder in place right here. So that is soldered into position. It should stay. So now I will take the other wire and I will solder it to the to its ground plug area, and we will turn on the monitor and see if it works. Pretty sure I will have to connect some stuff. It's probably not going to be an easy process, but oh well. Okay, so that is soldered into position. So supposedly, if I turn on the PS2, with this plugged in, it will register and it will turn on properly. I will flip this switch. I wonder if I could just use this battery. First, I'm going to connect this plug, which I think is a backlight plug. That is going to be needed. There we go. That is plugged into position. Trying to make sure nothing's going to short. Now I'm going to take this. And since it is already on, I believe it goes this way and then it just slides into position. We could... Okay, so yeah, it does appear to be on. Or it did. Okay, so we do have a connection, so I'm gonna take this cable and I'm gonna plug it into the PS2, and we will see if we get a signal when it turns on. But this time I'm not gonna use the battery plug-in. I'm gonna use the just its standard wall plug-in. This will ensure proper results. Yeah. Where is its end? Trying to be careful with everything I move, and it is not always the easiest process to do that. As it follows around here, and then it looks like it comes back up here, around here, all the way up here. Okay. So this should supposedly show up on the display when I press down on this. So it does look like it is in fact running when we do have a display. So I don't know if any of you guys can see that, but it is working properly. So now that we know that that's working properly, we can proceed to get audio functioning. The audio is going to be a little bit difficult. I'm going to apply some hot glue to these just as a safety barrier, so they don't come undone. There we go. That hot glue will dry, and then it should, those should be pretty secure in their positions. Now the next thing I'm going to have to do is audio. So audio is going to be over here. So assuming that this is correct, we just, since I see 4 pins, so I'm assuming that's going to be, these are going to be the ground, and then that's going to be left, and then that's going to be right. So if that is correct, I should be able to get the audio working properly. This cable is already pretty much destroyed as it is, so I'm not worried about cutting off more. I do have more of these cables. I also have a component one, but of course component is not compatible with this. Otherwise, that is probably what I would have been using. So I cut off those 2 ends. I will have to strip these. So we have 2 of them on each, of course. Let's try this. I will solder that. Okay, so this is one connector. That wire is extremely brittle. Honestly, kind of surprises me because I wouldn't think that it would be that brittle, even though for how old it is actually extremely brittle. I mean, you saw how I'm literally just, I'm applying like no force to this, and like, look. It's like, it's breaking really easily. So these black or gray wires, more of, I don't know if that's just from aging or whatever, but I'm assuming that those are the ground and those are going to be connecting right there. So let's get those connected. So, take soldering iron, and we will have to solder these into positions, or into their position. So it's definitely not playing easy on me. Come on. So I think I'm going to have to apply a little bit more solder in those areas so it'll have more of a grip. I guess since it is a small device, they weren't, I mean, it obviously wasn't made for this. Okay, I will apply some more to the upper ones, but I'm going to take care of these ones. There we go, that's soldered perfectly. Whether or not it's gonna, I don't want it to be an issue with space. That's the only thing I'm thinking now is I'm just hoping there's nothing that like is blocking these from having slightly larger solder joints. Because if there are, then that might be an issue. So, okay, so that looks like it's been soldered pretty well in its place. I'm going to add a little bit more solder, so okay, that is soldered into position. Perfect. Okay, so now I'm going to solder these upper two wires into their areas. Okay. Damn it. Not easy to keep these all in one place at one time. Okay, those are going to need a little bit more solder in order for anything to happen, actually. No. It's trying to jump the solder joints. Okay, no. It could have turned out bad. There we go. I had to redo that solder joint because it messed up. So let's try this now. Try this again. Perfect. Perfect. Okay, now I'll do the other one. And we will test the audio to see if it's working properly. Now, I do know that there is problems with the audio switch, as I said before, so I might have to do some stuff with that before the audio actually completely works. So I think that's soldered, but I really can't tell. I can't tell if it, because it like burned. It like tried to bond with some of the hot glue that was by it. It does appear to be soldered. Okay, that should work. We'll now try it. In the process, I think I'm going to put a CD inside of the player I don't know if I have one up here, but I'm going to do it so I get a basic visual on what's happening. Because the CD should automatically start playing when it's put in. And if it doesn't, I do have a remote by me that I can make it automatically play. Ain't nothing like some nice old Weird Al. So, let's see. I will pop this open. The disc in. Close it. I will now turn on the console. And then I need to ensure this battery. Get this battery up. So this battery will go right here. I think that okay, so we are on the main menu. I'm not hearing anything. I'm gonna use the controller and I'm gonna select X on the browser and then X on the music CD. So it loads it up. So after it loads it up, it should come on. It should be working. So that should enter the browser. The disk cannot be read. That's amazing. That is my fault. Let's put in a different disc. Is this a music CD? Nope. Saw a CD on my floor, thought it might be. Now I'll have to go grab another one. This is one of my mom's old CDs. I'm pretty sure it's scratched really bad, but let's see if it'll at least read. Because it's same reading disc. Okay, there we go. So it should play it. So I do not hear anything right now. Let's try pushing down the volume button. Oh, I heard it for a second. Just keep in mind the CD could also possibly be skipping. Yeah, I'm not getting any luck off of it, so I'm actually going to go grab my other PS2, and it has songs built in on its hard drive, and I will use that. Okay, so this thing's fat as hell, but it does work. And I know it does. It's actually my most commonly used PlayStation 2. I will plug that into here. I will also have to plug in all that shit into the back. Let's see, so here's the AV cable. Never really had problems with this PS2. I replaced its fan because I wanted to put a different fan in it that was more powerful. I did. But other than that, I really haven't did any work on it. So, it's just kind of always worked for me. Let's see. So I can't hear anything right now. It will take a second to boot into free make boot. Showing the logo. So now I should have a media player, simple media player. There we go. It's going to load up into that. Running PS2 HDD. So I think my media is in here. No, back, go back, go back. I'm trying to see what I'm looking at. There is no removable media. So it's just so hard to do. So how do I go up a folder? Okay, there we go. I went up a folder. I should be able to there's somewhere around here there should be a music folder. Aha, here we are. There we go. Okay, so now it should be playing music. And I'm not hearing it. So what I'm trying to do is I'm trying to determine whether or not this is an issue with like the slider. So I'm going to try jumping some of these points. Maybe I can get a full recognition. Well, okay. The backlight just decided it was going to shut off on me. I hate it when it does that. It does look like, though, it is still on, so I'm not concerned. How is this connecting? Okay, so if I push it down really hard, it does. So yeah, it is working. So I'm wondering. Oh, so the backlight isn't working because I was hitting the button that triggers it to turn off. I just realized that. I don't know if it's going to decide it's going to turn back on or if I'm just going to continue to see that. But pretty much there's a button on here that if the screen is shut, supposedly it's supposed to detect that, and yeah. Okay, so, okay, I didn't need to open up the battery. Disconnect, come on, come on. There we go. Okay, so, and I will probably also end up jumping those solder joints so I could just, or removing the button in general so I could just get rid of that problem altogether. Because it does false trigger a lot, and it gets really fucking annoying when it does. So here's the other side of the board. So I'm pretty sure these are soldered correctly, so I'm gonna hot glue them into position. So that hot glue will just settle in place, and it should be working. At least for that section. I will also put a little bit of securing hot glue on this because it doesn't look like I did the best job the first time on making sure it was going to be secure. As soon as it's done, I will also have to take this thing, and I will have to connect it, but I'm going to connect it from the other side so I can see more of what's going on, with specifically the volume switch. I'm wondering if I could just jump 2 pins or resolder something, or just do something that's going to make it work again. I'm hoping so, but there's no guarantees. I'm going to remove this battery. It's a little bit warm. Either that, or it's just my brain messing with me because I'm right next to this. But so I will set this up here. So now I will take this, I'm going to put it back on. That glue isn't completely dry, but it's enough to where I can start doing this process without screwing something else up. And it's definitely weird. So I think those are actually the speaker wires. Yeah, this is not making it. This is not easy at all. Well, okay, so we just popped up with something. I'm thinking the battery on this is probably low, so I'm going to go grab its power adapter, and I'll plug that in. I think that might help it. Then again, there's also the possibility it won't, and you'll just continue being an ass. But I guess it's worth a shot. You know, I do wonder if this PSP adapter will work to just power it. I'm not concerned about charging the battery right now. I just wanted to plug in and operate. I don't have a PSP, so it's useful. So I'm not finding another power cord for this, which is annoying because I could have sworn I had one. I don't know when the last time I had it was. So I got a cord. Now let's just plug this in. See if it works. It does show a green light, but it's not showing anything else. It's not like appearing at all. So I have no way of telling if it's physically working or what's up, because I'm not seeing any signs of having a backlight working. I don't know if that's a disk detector. Yeah, I'm not seeing anything. So, more than likely just this plugin doesn't work. Now I have to resort to another plan, which I get tired of. So it's not looking like that plugs into there. And I don't think I have really anything else that can plug into it at this point in time. So, unless if I were to use adapter I literally just built. And I don't want to take that thing apart because it does not have proper voltage readings for use on PlayStation or for this in general, I guess. I guess the last thing I can do is try the PS2's adapter, which is very high in ampage, but I don't think I really have another choice here. So I'll try that, see if that'll do anything. Because I'm pretty sure, nope, it does not fit. So I'm gonna go search for the last part of the power cord to see if I can find it. Got the last part, and now I will try plugging this in. Holy shit. Now I need to plug this into a 9-volt plug-in. So use this cord as 12, but I guess oh well. I'm really not in the mood for fighting with it anymore, trying to get it to work. So, I mean, obviously the PS2 is still on, so I'm just kind of waiting for that. Let's tie this around. It should.
How's it going, buddy?
Okay, let's try plugging this in now. Now that I have this whole weird contraption set up. I feel like an idiot for it too.
Thank you.
So, It's not showing any signs of life whatsoever. I'm not even seeing it show that it's on. So meaning that probably completely failed. I don't know if I did something wrong, but it's not showing that it's active or that it has any power running through it. This is really tiring me out. Holy shit. Working. I'll try to just take out its physical battery, plug it in, see if I get any different results. It's staying on, but I'm not seeing a backlight, which is an issue. It is in fact an issue. So it's receiving it. The backlight's not turning on. When I first got this, I experienced that issue, and I thought I fixed it, but either that or I undid the fix literally just a second ago. So I don't know what to do anymore. I guess you guys will eventually see the final output of this, but I guess for now, thanks for watching. And whoever the fuck keeps on trying to send me these pornography links, quit your shit. Because there's a reason why link sending is disabled on my YouTube channel. So, thanks for watching, and I'll see y'all next time.